So do you also want to recover your abandoned carts? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to automate WooCommerce abandoned cart emails using an AI agent. So over here I am running a skincare business and we sell our skincare with the help of WooCommerce. So now what I want is that as soon as a new cart abandonment is made on my WooCommerce account, automatically with the help of my AI agent, I want to generate the mail and send it towards my potential customer so that I don't lose them. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between WooCommerce, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Gmail. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this amazing automation for your business and convert your potential customers into your main paying customers? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video we are going to understand how to automate WooCommerce abandoned cart emails using AI agent. So over here this AI is going to create a personalized email based on customer behavior like the items left in the cart, name and preferences, and automatically send them reminders to recover those lost sales. So let's bring carts back with smart automation. And to create this amazing automation, we simply have to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And in order to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we simply have to search for pabbly.com/connect in our browser. So I'm simply going to search for pabbly.com/connect in my browser. And as soon as we are going to search for pabbly.com/connect, it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And now over here we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in. And as soon as we are going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. So if you want to create a new folder or learn how to create a new folder or a subfolder, you can click on this hyperlink given right over here which says learn more. I've already created multiple folders, so I'm simply going to save this workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to automate WooCommerce abandoned cart emails using AI agent. And then we're simply going to click on this button which says create, and as soon as we are going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. So trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by our trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to select it as WooCommerce. So I'm just going to search for WooCommerce right over here. And as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now it is asking me for the trigger event. So basically trigger event is the event on which the workflow will start. So now what I want is that as soon as a new cart abandoned is left on my WooCommerce account, this workflow should get triggered. So I'm just going to select my trigger event as the same. Now we are going to move on forward. After selecting our trigger event, it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our WooCommerce account and our Pabbly Connects workflow. So what we have to do is we simply have to copy this webhook URL and then we have to follow this help text. So it is saying log into your WordPress admin panel. So WooCommerce is a plugin of WordPress. That is the reason it is saying me to open my WordPress admin panel. And then further it is saying install WooCommerce abandoned cart recovery plugin. Alright, so if you also want to install this plugin, simply you are going to get the hyperlink right over here and you can install this plugin right from here. I have already installed this plugin in my WooCommerce account. So you can see that I'm going to get the option of cart abandonment right over here after extensions. Alright, so that is because I've already installed this WooCommerce abandoned cart recovery plugin. So you also have to install this and you have to refresh your WooCommerce page. So you're going to get the same option given right over here. Alright, now further it is saying locate the settings tab and then click on WooCommerce and then navigate to the abandonment cart tab. Alright, so we're going to do the same. I'm just going to go towards this cart abandonment right over here. Now over here we are going to look for the settings tab. So as you can see the same, so we simply have to go towards this settings tab right over here. And after coming over here towards the settings, what we have to do is we simply have to enable this tracking. So I'm simply going to enable this tracking. For that we have to check this checkbox. Now for the cart abandoned cutoff time, what we have to do is we have to set minutes right over here. So what is going to happen is, let's say that my potential customer added some products into their cart and they did not purchase them or place the order or completed the order within 10 minutes, then that cart would be considered as abandoned. So you can set the time over here. So over here I have set it up as 10 minutes. You can set it up according to yourself. So over here I'm just going to keep it as 10 minutes only. Now we are going to move forward. We have to scroll and we have to look for webbook settings. So as you can see over here we are going to look for webbook settings and over here is webbook settings. So now I have to enable this webbook. So for that I'm just going to switch on this checkbox which says allows you to trigger webbook automatically upon cart abandonment and recovery. And now it is asking me for the webbook URL. So we are simply going to paste the webbook URL which we copied from our workflow right over here. And after pasting this webbook URL, we have to go down and click on this save changes. And as soon as we are going to click on this save changes, with this we have successfully added our webbook URL into our WooCommerce account. As you can see that I've successfully added the webbook URL in our WooCommerce account. And now over here you can see that what we're going to do is it is saying click on trigger sample button and then save it. Alright, so we are simply going to click on this trigger sample button and we're going to test this. Alright, and as soon as we're going to click on this trigger sample button, yes, right over here you can see a sample has been received. You can see that this is a test response which showed that our connection is successful. But what I want is I want to capture the response related to my business products. Alright, so for that I'm just going to simply click on this recapture webbook response and then yes. And now it is saying waiting for a webbook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. Now what we have to do is we have to do a test submission / record, right? So for that I'm just going to add this natural glow face toner into my cart. So I'm just going to add this into my cart right over here. For that I'm just going to click on this add to cart and I'm just going to select the quantity as 2 and I'm just going to click on this update cart right over here, and I'm just going to move on forward and click on this proceed to checkout button. Over here you can see that I've entered all of my details, and now instead of placing order, let's say that I got distracted and left this cart as the same and moved on and did some another work. So I left the cart abandoned, and yes, with this we have successfully did the test submission. Now we are going to wait for 10 minutes till Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same, because we only selected the cutoff time as 10 minutes. So we are simply going to wait for 10 minutes. So yes, you can see that now we have received the response. You can see all of the details. You can see the order status which is abandoned. You can see the first name, last name, email and the rest of the details which we entered. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now whenever a new cart abandonment is made in my WooCommerce account, within 10 minutes this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Alright, so now we are going to move on further towards our action step. What I want is, I want to automate WooCommerce abandoned cart emails using an AI agent. So for my action application, I'm simply going to select it as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm simply going to search for OpenAI right over here, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your ChatGPT account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. Alright, so I'm just going to go towards this OpenAI API key page from the hyperlink provided. And now it is opening my OpenAI API key page, and now I'm just going to create my secret key. For that, I'm simply going to click on this create secret key, and now I'm simply going to enter the name of this key. Let's say that I'm just going to name this key as AI agent. So I'm just going to enter AI agent right over here as my key name. Select the project and then click on this create secret key button. And as soon as we're going to do so, over here you can see that this is my secret key. So I'm simply going to copy this secret key and we are going to simply paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this API key, we simply have to click on this button which says save. And yes, with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now I'm simply going to select my AI model right over here. So I'm simply going to select my AI model as GPT-4, and now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So I'm just going to enter my prompt as this: write a warm and friendly email body to a customer named this who left items in their cart on our skincare store. So as you can see that I've left the space for name, so I'm just going to enter my customer name right over here. But we're not going to enter it manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected WooCommerce as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. So I'm simply going to map the name. So I'm just going to map the first name, put a space, and then the last name. Now over here you can see this products is also dynamic. So I'm just going to map the product to which they left in their cart and the rest of the prompt. So now after giving them the prompt, I'm simply going to click on this button right over here which says save and send test request, so that my AI agent can generate me the email content using the same prompt. You can customize this prompt according to your own business needs. And yes, as soon as we are going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that my AI agent has generated me the email content. Over here you can see the subject which my AI agent has generated, and also you can see the body content which it has generated. So I'm simply going to use these same details and send an email to my potential customer who left their cart abandoned in my WooCommerce account. And to send the email, we are simply going to add another action step right over here. And now for the action application, we have to select it as Gmail. So I'm simply going to search for Gmail and select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as send email v2. So here we use send email v2 to send the email to one or multiple recipients. And then we are simply going to click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Gmail account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with Gmail. And as soon as we are going to do so, over here we have to select our Gmail account with the help of which I want to connect this Gmail account. And after selecting my Gmail account, Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So I'm simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. So you can also click on this allow. Pabbly is safe. And yes, with this you can see that we have successfully connected our Gmail account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me for the recipient email address. So over here we have received the recipient email address in the response of our WooCommerce. So we are simply going to map it right over here. So I'm just going to look for the recipient email address and we are simply going to map it. So as you can see that I've successfully mapped it. We are going to move on further. It is asking me for CC and BCC. Both of these are not the required fields. I'm just going to leave it as blank. I'm just going to select the sender sender's email address. We're going to move on forward. I'm just going to enter the sender's name, which is Natural Glow Skincare. So I'm just going to enter it right over here. And after entering this, we are going to move on further. For the email subject, I'm simply going to map the response of my OpenAI. Now we're going to move on further. It is asking me for the reply to. No, this email is not a reply email. We can leave it as blank. It is saying email content type. I'm just going to select it as plain. And now I'm simply going to map the email body to right over here. Now we're going to move on further. It is asking me for many another details. All of these details are not the required details. So I'm simply going to leave it as blank and click on this save and send test request button. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request button, automatically you're going to see that we have received a positive response, that we have successfully sent an email to this email address. So I'm simply going to open my email and check for the email sent. So yes, over here you can see that we have received an email successfully. I'm just going to open this, and yes, you can see hello latest user. I hope this message find you well, and the rest of the email. So yes, you can see that with this we have successfully received this email on the cart abandoned made on my WooCommerce account. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our workflow, and we have successfully sent an email to latest user when they made their cart abandoned in our WooCommerce account. So yes, now what will happen is that as soon as anyone makes the cart abandoned in the WooCommerce account, automatically my AI agent is going to generate an email according to the products which they left in the WooCommerce cart, and then further we are going to send them the email with the help of my Gmail account. Without any manual efforts, this workflow is going to run in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. As soon as a cart abandoned is made on my WooCommerce account, within 10 minutes, the mail would be sent towards my potential customer so that I can recover them. Such a useful automation, right? So yes, with this we have successfully completed this workflow and this video too. So now if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. Go and try this amazing automation for your business and recover your lost sales, because right now we are offering free trial of Pabbly Connect. So see you in the next video with many more automation tips. Thank you for watching, everyone.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.